Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
We are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
I say that with a straight face, Brad.
Yeah, you look like a straight-faced guy.
Yeah, today, Brad, we're going to talk about outstanding hamstring strengthening at home that you can do at home with using the latest technology. This is going to help you prevent hamstring injuries.
Right, it is. As a matter of fact, I was at a continuing ed course. There was a study done at UW-Madison on hamstring injuries in the athlete, and they found out, we're going to get into it later in the video, what exercise to do to help prevent those hamstrings from getting injured.
And I have something to add to that too.
Okay.
Because I saw a study too. So, and by continuing ed, he means continuing education.
Right.
I thought they might not know the lingo.
It's a good point, Bob.
If you are new to our channel, by the way, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free. We upload every day. And Brad's already got the cue going here. Also go over to the Facebook and like us because Brad, all this week, all of us, both you and I this week are going to be sending out positive fives anytime someone likes us.
Yeah, what frequency we don't know,
Yeah,
but they're gonna resonate.
Far infrared maybe. Huh?
There you go.
Okay, Brad, you want to start off with your end of the deal? Starting off with hamstring.
I get to start, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start out, as we're therapists, this particular exercise for the hamstring would probably be after an injury, maybe if you did tear your hamstring.
Or strain it.
Yep.
Yep. Very common, and that's what we're trying to prevent here is the weekend athlete who especially is involved in a sprinting type sport like softball or even volleyball.
Right.
You know,
so you're not up on your feet running yet. This could also be really great for someone after a stroke.
Oh, sure.
Or after a knee injury or hip injury. Anything where you're starting, you're walking, you're not doing a high level and just want to get those hamstrings working, first thing you have to do is get some stretch band. Now this all can be done at home very easily. You do need to have something to attach the band to a wall. We're using our wall anchor here, which is really handy. You know, we have the stretch band and you just simply hook it up on the wall anchor without having to tie knots and do all kinds of gyrations.
There's a whole bunch of different configurations the way you can do this, and if you get one of these sets, we have some on the poster, but you'll find out a few more too, hopefully over time.
Right. And you know, with the band I've got a strap that goes around the ankle, very helpful. You don't have to do that. You can take the band and just wrap it around if you've got the carabiner clip and just wrap it that way. This works a little bit better. And I'm simply going to slide my foot like this and back. Now the key of the study I was mentioning, the key they talked about was eccentric strengthening. So I can work this like this and back, and it's all hamstring right now.
So he's strengthening the muscle while, with eccentric, he's going to strengthen the muscle while it's lengthening.
Right, so that's this direction.
Yeah,
so
right now you're shortening it, right?
Right, so we got concentric strengthening, which is good, but the eccentric is what we're really looking for. And what we can do is I can take this foot, help it out, and do pure eccentric if I want. And we're going to do sets of 3 to 10, 3 sets of 10, do 10 of them, give it a break, come back and do another set. You may only start with 1 set or 2 sets of 10. Now,
I don't know if you can see what he's doing there. So, you know, when he pulls it back using the other leg, that leg is doing the work, pulling it back.
Good point, Bob.
And then when he goes this way, now this one's doing the work, holding it, stopping it from going to the wall, and that's eccentric strengthening.
Precisely, Bob. And the nice thing about the bands is when you want to add weight, you don't have to futz around with a cable or putting weights on. All you do is you move your chair
further.
back. It's beautiful.
Sure.
Or you can add another band on.
Sure.
Now, if you want to take this to the next step, we take the knee glide device. Now, this is really, particularly if you're a therapist or you're going to be doing this at home on a regular basis, this really is a device to use.
Now, we'll have both of these products listed in our Amazon influential page down below. It's our preferred products, so in the link.
And you can see I'm much more fluid. I can get that good range of motion. And here it's easier to do the eccentric. I'm going to pull back and let it go slowly. There's one. Pull back and let it go slowly. And there's one more benefit of the knee glide, Bob. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just going to say, if you did have a knee replacement, this is a great exercise to do.
Yep.
To go ahead and strengthen the hamstrings.
Now, I put this up on the incline. If you can see that, it's got a handle which turns into a stilt to put it up on about a 15-degree incline. And that little bit of incline
Makes it that much
makes
harder.
a big difference on the hamstring. Now you have to be careful when you first start strengthening your hamstrings because they are a muscle that cramps.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to relax them. You're going to need to stretch them.
And actually, a lot of times they tend to cramp when you shorten it. So I think you're probably going to be safe if you are doing it eccentrically. Wouldn't you say, Brad?
Well, yeah.
I mean, mine tend to cramp when I'm going into flexion. You
Right,
know?
yeah.
And so if I bring it back passively and then let it go back, you're probably less likely to cramp. Just my thought.
One way or another, I'm going to do a gentle stretch, straighten the knee out, stretch it out when I'm done so that, you know, we get it stretched
Stretching the
and
hamstring.
relaxed.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, now we're moving to the mat, right?
Sure.
We do things on the fly here. We don't ever stop filming.
Okay.
How many times have we stopped filming in all these years, Brad? Maybe 5?
5 times?
Yeah.
At the most. Now I'm going to go to the anchor up on the higher level because we need the different angle for this. There we go. Okay. So.
Now he's got his cuff again. He's got the cuff that'll work around the ankle. And he hooked up a double band here because you felt like a single band wasn't enough.
Right. If I had a single band that was probably the black color, I would probably be fine. But we're just going to double
maybe
it up.
for someone who's starting off, maybe
Yep.
it'd be fine too.
Usually the darker the color of the band, the more resistance. Now, I'm going to do a similar exercise, but instead of sitting, I'm going to do it laying on my back. And here I can get the same hamstring stretch. And as you see, I'm moving out because I want more resistance. Now I can take this leg.
And again, he's doing the same thing. He's doing the work with the right leg on the way down, and then on the left leg on the way up.
Right.
So that, again, it's eccentric strengthening.
There you go. So I'm doing a lot of knee flexion here. And I'm going to work that.
Again, very good for a hamstring that's been injured.
Right, exactly. Now this next one, if you like to do your hamstring strengthening with the good morning method of weights.
Good morning.
Yep.
Yep.
So Bob, why don't you go ahead and just,
Well, a lot of times they take a bar, right,
yeah,
Brad?
if you got a barbell with some weights on it, and people like to do
They do
this.
these, right?
Right.
I'm not familiar with these at all.
Yeah.
So.
So right now the hamstrings, they used to do this with my daughter in
Yeah.
track, and it used to drive me nuts because it would bother her back, and I said, well, quit doing them.
Yeah, it's fine for strengthening the hamstring, but it's terrible for your back.
Right, puts a
terrible
lot of
for
strain on your back.
So we would never recommend doing these, to be honest with you.
This is the answer, though. This does the exact same mechanics of the hamstring that does, except for it takes all the stress off your back because my back is here, and I'm going to work like this and back up. And if I want to do pure eccentric, I'm going to take this leg up here and it's going to help pull down. And now I'm going to let it up slowly with good control. Down and up.
Somehow I see this ending with you getting flipped around, Brad, like this band is really strong and it flips you right over.
Yeah. No, that is not going to happen, Bob. There we go.
Well, that's a good workout, isn't
Yep.
it, Brad? It's funny because Brad was setting this up before we filmed, and your hamstrings were getting sore already from doing these.
I'm going to have sore hamstrings tomorrow. You know, when you're in front of the video camera, you kind of overdo it a little
Right.
bit. Well, I do because that's just, you
That's
know.
your nature.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I'm just a ham.
Okay, what's the next one, Brad?
Oh, well, the next one is simply back to the ball.
Sure. You want the...
Oh, I don't care what color ball you give me, Bob. Now, this is one of my favorites, old-time favorites. This is the new-time favorite. But just put the ball down. Again, these are all can be done at home. You do have to get a ball. You do need to have some bands and possibly the anchors. Oh, but boy, it's relatively cheap compared to a hamstring machine.
Yeah, I definitely incorporate these into my workout.
Right. Here we're down here. We're going here. And we do this. This really isolates the hamstring well. It's a little harder to get eccentrics. I mean, I am getting concentric here, and this is eccentric, so you're getting it both, but it's hard to isolate.
Well, you could do this, Brad, right? I mean, you could just roll it toward you, without any resistance, and now lift up and go back.
There you go. Yep,
Yeah.
that would isolate.
So put butt down, and then go back again. So actually, that's not a bad way
Sure,
to do
yep,
eccentrics.
that works eccentric. Bob, you are thinking all the
We're
time.
problem solving right on film here.
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
Oh.
And then you can go singles too, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
When you want to increase the resistance,
Yeah.
the next thing I do is if my right leg is the weak one, I put my left one on top. That makes it a little bit harder.
So again, you could go out, Brad, and then down. Yep, and roll it back.
Yep.
Lift up, out. That's a great way to do
Right.
eccentric.
So now my right leg is going. Now if I really want to, I get really strong and I'm really up at that level, then you go one leg and then we go down.
Down.
You can tell by my
Nice.
voice. My hamstrings are just going to be
Yeah,
shot
you're gonna
tomorrow.
be shot. Hamstrings are ones that really. I'll take over here, Brad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
go
you've
ahead.
got a really good option
Yeah.
for hamstrings.
So the study I read, Brad, is that you really want to strengthen the back, the buttock, and the core. I mean, the hamstring all together, like your the posterior chain they call it.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're not focusing too much on the hamstring. Otherwise, that's going to be firing up too much when you're running.
Sure.
You want everything firing together. So what we do is kettlebell swings,
Yep.
but you can do these with the band, and in a sense, they're almost even better because
Sure.
you're getting resistance all the way throughout. And I'll explain. So I got this all set up. You're going to need a fair amount of resistance. So I've got actually 2 bands, and I got 2 handles.
Yep.
So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to get into the kettlebell swing position, which is you're hinging at the hip.
Yep.
I'm keeping the back nice and straight. And what you're doing is you're just thrusting the pelvis like this. You're not lifting the arms at all, because in the kettlebell swing, you actually go up like this. This won't happen here because I'm not getting any momentum. So I'm going to go out like this, and I just lift like this. And I'll tell you, I feel these on my hamstrings when I'm doing these.
Sure. I think a combination
Yeah.
with a closed chain, we start with the ones I was working with first, and then you progress to this.
I
as you
agree
get.
100%, Brad, because this might be a little bit much to start, especially on an injured hamstring. But
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so
Nice job, Bob.
yeah,
I'm thinking that this is a whole revolutionary hamstring strengthening. It's going to be studied in the future, and we're not going to get any credit for it.
that's right. It's going to be overtake the nation.
That's
So
right.
thanks everybody for watching.